Good morning, my dear students. I'm your social teacher of Class 4. So far, we completed Lesson 14, our industries. Isn't it? We completed the book exercise and we wrote the classworks. Up to Part C classwork is enough, I think, because in the Part D, you have answered the following in detail. This question and answers will be very big, so no need to write anything. Let it be. Okay. Now I am going to give a small activity for you. This will be very interesting. So draw 4 tabular column. In that, the first one is product. What product you are going to write? For example, shampoo, soap, masala powders, mixie, grinder, or a car. These are the products. Okay. And you need to write what industry it was. Whether it is a small scale or cottage or a large scale industry. Okay. For example, if you take shampoo, it is a small scale industry. So, in the industry side, you need to write small scale. And the name of the brand. The third column is name of the brand. What brand you are going to write? For example, if you select shampoo means so many brands are there, isn't it? Clinic Plus, Chic, Dove, Pantene, like this. Or otherwise, if you select a soap or a toothpaste, so many brands are there. You need to mention the brands in the third tabular column. Clear? Then fourth one is where it is. Okay. Where it is produced. You need to write the city name. If you turn back that products, back of that, you will have some address. Okay. No need to write the full address. You have to mention which city it is. I think you all understood. Again, I can repeat. The first tabular column is product. You can write any type of product. Okay. If you select health drinks, Boost, Complan, Bonvita, Horlicks, like this brands are there. Okay. I am saying just an example. You have to write an industry name. What industry it was. Okay. Then name of the brand. You need to write the name of the brand and where it is. At least you need to write 10 products. I think this will be interesting for you. Send your assignments through mail. Now we can move to new lesson. That is Lesson 15, Transport and Communications. These topics will be very interesting. Here in this lesson we have human needs, transport, roadways, railways, waterways, airways and communications as a side heading. In this video we are going to discuss only about the introduction of a transport and we are going to see roadways alone. In the next video, we can discuss about the remaining parts. Students, we all know what do you mean by transport. What do you mean by transport? It may be needs of anything that we have to move from one place to another. If transport is not there, we can't imagine. It is very important to connect a village, city, state, town, even country to country, isn't it? So you all know what do you mean by transport. From the earliest times, man has moved from one place to another. Why he need to move? In search of food. isn't it? Earlier, it was in search of food, but after man became civilized, it was to find new lands for farming and settlement. The wheel was discovered thousands of years ago. It led to many new inventions. So the wheel is the basic one, isn't it? Today, car, buses, trucks, aeroplanes, etc. all run on wheels. Transport has become an integral part of our day-to-day life. Most of the people in our country live in villages. They still use bicycles, bullock carts. You all know what do you mean by bullock carts? Tractors. For moving from one place to another. All these vehicles that are used in rural areas are called means of rural transport. Vehicles that move in cities and towns are called means of urban transport. They are trains, metro trains, buses, trucks, cars, aeroplanes, etc. The whole world today is linked by a wide network of transport and communication. This makes movement of goods and contributes to the development of industries and the economy of the nation. The rapid development in the field of science and technology has brought about a great change in the means of transport and communication. This has made it possible for the people all over the world to travel safely and in comfort. Our country has an extensive network of a transport system. All the major means of a transport, that is by land, by air and by water, have been equally developed in the last few years. These roadways, railways, waterways and airways are available that have made traveling faster, easier and more comfortable. The choice of a transport depends on distance, cost, time, availability, size of things to be transported and the quality of service. People who live in big cities like Delhi, Kolkata, Mumbai, Chennai have to travel long distance from one part of the city to another. For visiting a place in our own city, we use cycle, isn't it? Or scooter. Sometimes we visit our friends and relatives in another city. What you will use? We choose the types of a transport mostly according to our need and the distance we have to travel. If they are in another city, what you will choose? Maybe you will choose a aeroplane or a train or bus. I can say another one example. Some of our friends and relatives may be living in another country. We can go through by aeroplane, isn't it? We need to go through by aeroplane. So, traveling by air is more costly, but it is faster and more comfortable. Aeroplanes also carry fresh fruits, vegetables and other perishable items, letters and parcels are also sent by aeroplanes to all over the country. We also need some means of a transport by carry goods from one place to another. So what are the things will carried by what vehicle? If it is a village means we will use bullock carts, or we need to travel a very long distance means we can use trucks or lorries. If it is a very long distance, we have more things to move from one place to another means we will use goods train, isn't it? Food articles have been carried from farms to godown and markets. Industrial products are to be carried from the factories to the market. What we will use? We will use trucks or lorries. For transporting these things, we use cars, trucks, goods trains, ships, etc. All the means of transport cannot be used everywhere. In villages, bullock carts and cycles are important means of transport. In cities, we use cycles, scooter, motor cars, buses, three-wheelers are used in cities. So we can divide this means of transport in three ways. One is a land transport, air transport and water transport. What do you mean by land transport? Means of transport that move on land is called land transport. Air transport, means of transport that fly in the air, such as aeroplanes and helicopters. And what do you mean by water transport? Means of transport that sail on water. Students, it is not in our book. Whatever the points I am saying, that is not in your book. That will be related to the topics and you have to know. Before going to the topics, at least you have to know about that. That's why my introduction part will be very big. Okay. It may take a part 1. If you understand what is the topic, then it will be very easy for me to continue. That's why I will give more points in the introduction part. I will spend more time. Okay. The rest of the topics we will see in the part 2 video. Thank you, children. Have a good day.